What is up, everybody? I'm NoLucksGiven here with your afternoon snap, and today I want to share how I won the Snap Wars League. I've been covering this the past few seasons on my channel, and I started this league at the bottom tier where I had to make the top two to promote into the middle tier where I again had to make the top two to promote into this top tier where I won the whole dang thing. And you can see all of those sweet wins on my channel over the past few seasons. And in this video, we are going to see the final two games. So bit of a spoiler, I'm going to win the two games that I'm about to showcase. And I've already kind of spoiled this on my channel. I made a community post where I showed off this image right here, but I also want to talk about the deck that I played because I played Cerebro 3. You're going to see this in just a minute. However, you might notice that Mobius is no longer a 3 power card, and there is a big tournament coming up tomorrow, today, depending on when you are watching this. In Marvel Snap, maybe it has already happened, but there is a Golden Gauntlet tournament, and I just kind of wanted to give my updated deck list here, and that is just that I switched out Mobius for a Negasonic Teenage Warhead. Let's see if we can just make that change real quick. So this video is going to feature Mobius in this slot, but if you want to play this deck yourself, I think that it still works with Negasonic Teenage Warhead as a slight addition, and I'm going to be playing this version of the deck in the playoffs because we're actually not done. I said last season that I was coming for Roy's crown, and this isn't the only prize in the Snap Wars League. Now that there is a top four, the top four of this league and then the winners of the other two leagues go into a little bit of a playoff round where it's like a bracketed elimination thing. And I will be covering those games on my channel. Win or lose, I will cover the finals as I've done for the past few seasons. But I am going to try to come for Roy's crown here, and this Cerebro 3 deck is going to be the deck that I'm going to rock in those games. So we'll see how it fares, but I just wanted to share it here because this video features a slightly out-of-date deck, but one that I definitely think can still work. And without further ado, here's the matches. I'm doing a giveaway for PAX bundles. Stick around till the end of the video to find out how you can win. What is up, everybody? I'm NoLucksGiven here with your afternoon snap. Currently 5-3 in the Snap Wars League, and again, I'm playing Cerebro 3. It was fun for me in the previous match, so I'm gonna rock it again. I kind of feel like content-wise, this video is not going to be as good as the previous one. Maybe I will even combine it into one super long video, but I think that detracts from the previous game. It looks like we might be in a Cerebro mirror. Both of us potentially at odds with the sewer system unless we find our cage. But we have our Cerebro and our Mystique. Honestly, that makes me feel pretty good. I could also jug them into Kunlun. I think we're snapping. I think we've got some good stuff going on. This isn't a guarantee that my opponent is playing Cerebro 2, but I feel reasonable about the chances that they are doing so. Also Cosmo to stop them from like, oh, okay, not Cerebro 2. Maybe a fast snap. This is looking like a Sasquatch deck, a player after my own heart then. Castle Zemo is awkward. If they learn that I'm a Cerebro deck and they push a card into Castle Zemo, that is absolutely terrible for me. Otherwise, I just have to use Cosmo to protect Cerebro. And I think I'll lay out a Cosmo into sewer system right now. All right, let's see what they decide to give me. They could also give me an acid arrow into sewer system, and they have priority, so they could do that this turn. They could also use grapple arrow to move a card into Kunlun for some additional power. Oh, it's acid arrow into Kunlun and then a grapple arrow over here. No, a hydro bob. Okay. I'm going to get some of my own hydration this turn. And we draw the Scarlet Witch instead of the Luke Cage. So I guess I'll turn off Castle Zemo. Maybe my opponent will give me something here. Then next turn I play Cerebro plus Sentinel. Then final turn Mystique plus maybe a Killmonger for this Hydra Bob. And we've still got a potential answer here. Ooh, we're going to draw 2 cards. Nice. That is an absolutely clutch Asgard timing. We only really draw 1 card. Since we are denied a card draw for the turn, we could strand them with an arrow. That's probably the best use of Gorgon. And we will protect Cerebro from Mystique. We're hoping to draw Luke Cage to go Mystique plus Luke Cage on the final turn. We're only getting 2 cubes out of this, but my opponent does not realize yet that we are on Cerebro as they battle for Sewer System. Oh, I played Gorgon into Echo. All right, my bad. My bad. We both make mistakes. Echo blindness is real. That means we are very tempted to play this Mystique right here, which could battle pretty hard for Asgard. The question is, can Juggernaut take it in Kunlun? And will my opponent not play for Asgard? Even if they do, this is a lot of points over here. All right, I think this might be enough. So here's what's interesting, though. Oh, could also play Killmonger. Killmonger's a ton of points. It kills the Hydra Bob. My opponent has Prio. It kills the Arrow. It kills the Echo. There's a lot of good stuff about a Killmonger. Kind of forgot about that. Because if I play Mystique, that is effectively 6 more points over here. If I play Killmonger, that is also effectively 6 more points. So I may just want to play Killmonger, and then I could still Juggernaut. Or I could Sentinel plus Bast. It's honestly not crazy. I get 6 points here by playing Killmonger. Let's just play a Juggernaut. I think this is also going to be fine. I think there's a lot of winning lines here. I wish I did not play the Gorgon into Echo, but you know what? It's tactical to cause my opponent to want to play their arrow out. That is not an arrow. That is an Alioth, which is going to turn off the Juggernaut, but is killing the Echo going to be enough points to still put me over the top? It will, despite having no ability on Juggernaut. 6 power gets it done, along with the 6-point swing there from the Killmonger. Whew, okay. This is the first, I just did a long recording session, and first game kind of into it here, a little bit rusty, to be sure, but we still get the win. Maybe a little undeserved, but it is a win nonetheless. 4 cubes. Maybe we can tack this on the end of the previous video then. I probably don't want to redraw Bast, so I probably want to get Bast out of my hand. And I'm fine if it moves into Kunlun specifically, so I'll keep it in the center location. Hope that the Bifrost reveals a Kunlun for our 3rd location. No Olympia. Well, that is now tricky. We could go Gorgon, leave them with those arrows. We could just play the Cerebro before we shuffle away this whole dang hand. Otherwise, what are we playing? Gorgon or Cosmo? We have not yet seen an Enchantress from my opponent. Excuse me, we've seen an Alioth. So we might want to get down the Cerebro, but they could also have Red Guardian. We don't know what tech they're rocking with. I think let's just play a Cosmo out here. I think let's just try to be energy efficient while not giving away too much here, while also clearing out the Negasonic Teenage Warhead. Calculated. Calculated. All right. This turns the Bifrost turn. We could turn off the Bifrost, though, of course. But I think we're just going to want to drop Gorgon plus Jeff. Oh, they could Echo me. Oh, well. You Echo me, you Echo me. What can we do? I think we just play our best cards. Scarlet Witch might get played next turn. You know what we could do here, too? We could do this plus this. That way, if this winds up being a weird location, we're out of it. We still keep the Bifrost because that's fine with me. Next turn, we've got Jeff plus Mobius. I don't love this, but Attalon also hurts their Devil Dinosaur, so maybe this is fine for now. That is a Mirage to steal my Jeff, but that Mirage will be more expensive once I flip over this Gorgon. Shadowland is now mean that they are clogged out of Olympia, and I am also clogged out of Olympia. They could use Merlin spells to pump up, what's it called? Omniversal Presence to pump up Merlin. But that's going to cost them 2 energy at least, so that's good. I certainly don't love my spot, but let's see what this turns into now. We actually never have to play the Sentinel here, because we'll always play a card plus the Sentinel next turn. Okay. They know about the Killmonger, so it's a little bit less likely to be useful for us. My opponent hanging on to all of those arrows and echoes and Hydra Bobs until the final moment now. Maybe we should have just retreated to the fact that we didn't have Cerebro. We're losing our lead slightly here. Bullseye as an alternate way to make use of those 1-cost cards. That's funny. Luke Cage? Might we see a Luke Cage here? No, we see the Cerebro, though. Well, that's pretty fantastic, except that Luke Cage removes... Or, I'm sorry, Bullseye could then remove a ton of power from this board. But I think we're still going to go for it. Echo's a 50-50. No way to play around it. There's only 6 points here, so we're losing, but we don't know where the Jeff is going. This is all fine. We drew the Cerebro. We're going to stay in it for another 2 cubes, I believe, here. No clue what my opponent could be up to. And I don't know how many cards they can even feasibly discard with Bullseye here, too. But could be Hydra Bob, Echo, or a Arrow in some capacity. What exactly are they doing? I mean, kind of just looks like they're playing Devil Dinosaur. This could be a Clea deck. We don't necessarily have a reason to believe that, and they do have the Echo. They didn't discard any cards with Bullseye, but they played the Echo into the center, which just means that our Cerebro is not going to work. And we're going to immediately lose that power and then lose Olympia. So 6 cubes apiece. We both won a 4-cuber. Maybe because of my hubris. I mean, it was like a 50-50 to find the Echo. If I just played the Cerebro here, I figured maybe they'd put a few points into the Bifrost, but they just went full send in Shadowland. And yeah, that was just hard to predict there. So there we go. All right, Luke Cage to play around the Bullseye this time. What else do they got for us here? Sure. I don't want to draw too many of these. They steal my Witch. And now they're going to steal Cage, Juggernaut, or Cosmo and get some good info. And they are a super giant deck. Gorgon should certainly hit play pretty soon. They have Prio, so they might be able to take this out. I think we've got enough cheap cards that I could just run this out here still. I might want a Scarlet Witch Titan. I think we'll just Cosmo for now. Gorgon next turn is probably the plan. Definitely don't need to draw more Sentinels. I can see them using Scarlet Witch to turn off Orcus Forge here, but you never need a second Sentinel. Yeah, so they're just going to let it go. Actually, I probably want to get rid of Orcus Forge just because I don't want them to be able to fill up their hand for a Devil Dino or Kohori. So let's go Scarlet, and then they could play an Echo here. We have... No, they still have Prio. That's crazy. Okay. Well, if we lose the Gorgon, that's not that big of a deal. They They are tempted to play Echo here. Well, we can bait them into it for a moment. All right, this is a Supergiant. So next turn we get to play Killmonger. Okay, no cards revealed next turn. We agree. No cards revealed. Oh, but they will get to see what we are playing here. That's fine. They can't really play around this regardless. And we'll throw down another Sentinel. What do you say? Looks good to me. So they could Goliath this Killmonger now. And there's nothing I can do about that. Oh, I also never flipped over my Gorgon. Oh, that's so sad. Lemuria actually... Well, no. Gorgon is going to reveal this turn. Oh, that's a fun little interaction. That I'm going to have a card revealed during a Supergiant turn. I don't know if that is usually a thing, but that is really interesting. I wonder, I don't think they have Daredevil Sight on this. I think they just have Daredevil Sight on turn 5. You get to see your opponent's plays before you make your own. So I don't think they know what this is yet, which is very cool. Which is very cool. Next turn, we are playing Juggernaut Sentinel, hoping to draw Cerebro Mystique off the top these next 2 turns. We could also play Bast Sentinel next turn, and then have a pumped up Luke Cage. That's not what we get. My opponent played 2 cards. We never turned off Titan, so they could have a Goliath for Killmonger plus a 1-cost card this turn. I mean, if they got it, they got it, but I don't know that we're staying in this one. That's the issue. So I guess the question is, like, what if we did something like this? Completely abandoned Lemuria off the idea that they kind of have to Goliath here, spend basically their whole turn, and then we're actually going to win this location. I don't think this is really winning, but I want to stay in it. I'm just so curious. What did they play this turn? They played 2 cards. They could have played my Scarlet Witch. We have the same card back, which is annoying. Oh, both... No, we don't have the same card back. These are both my cards. One from White Palace costs 3. So this could be a Jug or a Luke Cage. I think it's a Jug. Well, let's retreat. That was a really late snap from them, but they could have Negasonic Teenage Warhead still. There's a number of cards that could be annoying that aren't Goliath. And I just didn't have a great hand, so I think retreating is just a better option there. Let's wait for a good hand. Let's try to be a little bit more reserved with it. Why don't we? Okay. Well, I have more location control than they do. Right off the bat, my gut is Snap. We have the Killmonger, which would beat their best draws. And then we've got a bunch of 2-cost cards. Jeff, with some mobility. Sure, let's take a cube back from him. We don't know the final card in their deck. What could that be? I don't think it's a Wiccan deck. Probably not. Valhalla. But I don't... I mean, they could play Kohori into Valhalla. That's reasonable. We're going to go Gorgon here. Ooh, we could Jug them out of Valhalla the next 2 turns. That could be good if they find, like, Hawkeye. They play an Arrow. They play Kohori. We just double Jug them. I like that. Supergiant without Daredevil. It's interesting. It's interesting. It could play to my strengths, but of course they do have Goliath and Negasonic, so they can always set up some nice plays with that. We do want priority, but this is not a deck that takes priority, super easily, and they are going to be battling for it. Yeah, so I don't think we'll ever get Prio. But if we have Prio here, that could be useful. I don't know if we hang on to this in case we find a Bast. We found the Bast. So, I don't know. I think I just jug here just to set up for a potential of... oh, that's interesting. We can either Bast the Chimichanga, or we can just throw the Chimichanga onto Bast. Both gives us a 3-power card. I think we definitely Juggernaut into Valhalla here, though, and we're in high-stakes mode already. I'm just considering the Snap. I think our hand's good enough. I think we've got a Snap. Next turn, it looks like Bast plus Mobius, regardless of how you slice it, hoping to draw a variety of different things. I do want to find Killmonger before the end of the game. My opponent is going to make this the final game. All right, I'm down. I've got Cerebro and Bast and Mystique. They're going to take back the Acid Arrow, which I think Juggernaut will still move out of there. No, it won't. Okay, so Acid Arrow is going back to them on this final turn. Okay, this is fantastic for me. They do still have Prio. I'm never not having Prio. I think I just always put the Chimichanga onto Bast. I think that is just so much simpler than anything else we could do. We could play Sentinel after that, though. Play another Sentinel here, put 2 Sentinels into my hand. I just don't think we need to do that. Let's play for the 2 side locations, try to go for Prio here. We don't have anything else that Mobius interacts with in their deck, right? Yeah, Kahori is just going to put a bunch of power on Hawkeye, which is a bunch of power on Hawkeye, to be sure. But does the Juggernaut knock them out before they trigger again? I don't think it does. But it does give them the Acid Arrow. Yeah, okay, so they get a huge Hawkeye. Kahori hits the dust, and then Acid Arrow returns from whence it came. Don't think I care about Scarlet Witch. I have some temptation here to try to beat out an Echo. Let's do this. Let's do this. Next turn I get to play Mystique plus a Mobius, and it's just that simple. I'll have 4 9-power cards in both side locations for a total of 36 points, completely dodging New York. Most likely. Most likely that's the plan. What else could they play here? If they play a Supergiant, that doesn't impact my ability to Mystique Cerebro. They'll have an opportunity to Eliath or Echo my Mystique, but it's not the biggest deal in the world. And now I probably just Mystique into Valhalla. And then finish off with a Mobius. Oh, I have Prio. Oh, beautiful baby. We got Prio. Oh, so how does this lose? We've seen their whole deck at this point. I think taking priority from this deck is just a win. I'm just double checking, but yeah, I think that locks it up. Yeah, this is almost, we're doubling the power here. They can't put 18 points out. That's a GG. Nice. Cerebro gets it done. Maybe this is one longer Cerebro 3 video. Haven't decided yet, but either way, that's possibly going to be the end of it. Maybe I'll play one more. Maybe that's how I'll do it. Maybe this will be the first part of another video. But in case this is the end, thank you guys very much for watching. And that is going to be it for me today. I'm NoLucksGiven. trying to pad out the outro just a little bit longer. I'm about to say some more info on the giveaway. Stick around for that. But for the video proper, that is going to be it for me. Thank you very much for watching. I'm NoLucksGiven. The clock is, you can't see the clock. The clock is just ran out of time. Just ran out of time. Peace. We'll play it out here, of course, but that is, of course, going to be another win with Cerebro 3. Let's see what they got. Devil Dino Center, not gonna do it. Hydra Bob, not gonna do it. I could throw it on the screen here, but I just looked up the current standings, and I'm currently in like 3rd place right now in the league. There's a lot of people, and all the points haven't quite come in yet. But this could certainly be a big match. I am rocking with the Cerebro 3 deck still. I literally just played the previous game, not moments ago. And up against free-to-play enjoyer, I am a fellow free-to-play enjoyer here, and the curve of this looks light enough that we can hang on to Bast here, try to also hit Cerebro. And probably just running out Jeff next turn, and then turn 3 Scarlet Witch plus Bast. Mad Thinker! At the start of each turn, after drawing +2 power if your hand is full. We gotta give this a Sasquatch emote. Murder World could be a location for me to poop on. I could also just throw away my Bast. Don't really care about that much. But we'll see what location number 3 is before we make any other decisions here. Mad Thinker. So this could be another hand size deck. Ooh, Merlin is definitely a way to get that hand size up. And White Hot Room is our 3rd location. So I do kind of... Well, I'm kind of set up well here with Jeff already. Maybe we just throw down a Mobius. Next turn we play like Bast plus Cosmo, potentially. My opponent doesn't necessarily know what's up just from this. Wow. Slamming a bunch of ones. Nico, Maria, and Polymorph onto the Maria for a second Merlin. And they're going to change this into Quantum Realm, which is a bummer. Maybe we can find a Luke Cage to reset that. But wow, if a lot of stuff did not just happen. All right. So this turn, I think we Bast, then Cerebro. That definitely gives away what is happening here. And then we need Cerebro plus Mystique to win Savage Land, or Scarlet Witch plus Cerebro might be the play next turn. Let's see where this takes me. This is a wild high roll. I mean, I'm going to stay in it, but a snap would probably make me retreat from here. Just because we have a bad location, they're going to steal Scarlet Witch. That's not the biggest deal. And they are going to, never mind, that's not a Omniversal Presence. That's a once in future. And then a Wiccan. Yeah, they've hit their Wiccan curve all right. All right, we're going to Bast. And then we are going to Cosmo to lock down center. I think we do play Scarlet Witch into Quantum Realm. Oh, Gorgon. Oh, we need Gorgon out here. Maybe we are actually doing this now. Yeah. Maybe we are. Could always Scarlet Witch in Quantum Realm for a nice little flippy-dippy. And then we also have Luke Cage, which could be an interesting flippy-dippy in Quantum Realm. But we're going to go for this for now. I think that could throw my opponent off in a really interesting way. The Gorgon. I think we have to snap by showing them Gorgon here. It's really tricky snapping into a Wiccan. But we're giving them so much information here that I think we're just forced into snapping. This is something I always talk about in Conquest for Cerebro specifically, is making them pay to see it. At this point, they already know that we are playing Cerebro. Wow, they are playing a lot more cards here. Frigga on Vicky. I mean, yeah, some of these are going to be Merlin spells as well. Omniversal Presence on Savage Land turns into Dark Dimension. Polymorph on Frigga turns into Namor. Pretty good upgrade. Gorgon is going to make their cards a little bit more expensive, but I don't know if it's going to make them prohibitively so. Let's find out. And now what tech do they have is the other question. They have Eliath. A lot of times these decks are not playing Eliath. I think this might still be good enough. Yeah, I think we're in for a penny, in for a pound. This is 18 points, puts me up to 20 in Dark Dimension. Should win it. Then 9 more points here. Should win it. Let's see what we got. And Eliath, when I'm putting down 12 up to 14, they're putting... No, they played one of my cards. This is a Scarlet Witch, right? That could still be troublesome. What does that get me? Monster Island, but I blocked it. I blocked the monster and made my whole team into monsters with this Mystique ongoing. That was a good block. Juggernaut's going to get blocked. Scarlet Witch has nowhere to move, but a 9-power Juggernaut will get it done for 4 cubes. Wow. Wow. Okay. That was incredible. Forgot about the Scarlet Witch. I mean, these were expensive cards for them to play. Elixir cost them 3, Vicky cost them 3, and Scarlet Witch cost them 3. Small disconnection there, but we are back in it. The tracker has reset, so I don't know everything that we saw out of my opponent's deck. I remember most of it. I mean, Mad Thinker, and then they also had a bunch of Merlins, right? So we'll see if we can dodge all of those Merlins this time. Mirage, Wiccan, Nico, I think Maria Hill. All right, Asgard in this game. We can possibly battle for it. Might not be super easy to do so. My opponent definitely not playing Quicksilver, right? Yeah, no, they just have a bunch of 1-cost cards in their deck. Potentially playing the Demon from the Hood plus another 1-cost card next turn. Wakanda is pretty good for my opponent. I might consider Scarlet Witching there. But for now, we're just going to play Jeffrey into Asgard, I believe. And they're also going to battle here with the Demon, no, with Iron Patriot. So they're going to continue to battle here. I would love to find Jug, because they are going to have access to a Demon this turn. Well, we can Mobius and make it so that their Asgard doesn't matter. The question is, am I battling for White Hot Room, or am I continuing to battle for Asgard? I meant to say their Iron Patriot card doesn't matter. I think that Mobius is reasonable here, though. We may have to Scarlet Witch White Hot Room, too. That's something that we'll have to consider. So they get an Iron Patriot discount, but we have the Mobius to lock it down. Now, this turn, if they get the Asgard discount, that is going to be potentially a little bit more troublesome. I kind of want to turn off the White Hot Room, and I kind of want to turn off Asgard. Both of these could be tricky for me. I mean, they can easily win White Hot Room this turn. So I think I'm just going to operate under the assumption that they are going to win White Hot Room, and I'm going to turn off Asgard so that way they don't have anything to spend this extra energy on. Yep, that's what I'm going to go for. They did fill the White Hot Room. They've got the Polymorph for the Hood. Yeah, really good sequence for them. Then they also have Nico Minoru to potentially go over the top in Asgard, but we're going to shut that down. The Abbey. I can move Jeff out of the Abbey to draw a card. That is awesome. That is really a lot of fun. We're going to snap to Gorgon Cerebro here. And then what are we going to hope to draw? Probably Killmonger. And I think I want to clear this Widow's Kiss too. Yeah, this is a lot of fun. Cool. Cosmo could also be fun. They are going to take my Sentinel. Does not matter to me. They're going to play the Wiccan, so they have 5 extra energy for the final turn. And then once in future on that Nico. We're still looking for Killmonger for this Demon, though. That would be really nice. And then do we take Prio here? Yes, we do. I want Prio. How about you? Mystique plus Killmonger. That is a really powerful sequence of cards. Mystique has got to be it, right? It's 6 more points over here, so it beats any other play from this. It's 9 more points over here. I mean, I could play Killmonger center and just go 18 at every location. I feel like being slightly less predictable could benefit me. Let's go for this. We have Prio. We haven't seen their full deck. We don't know if they could have tech. They could have disconnected, put some tech into their deck, and reconnected, which would be awkward if now we play up against a Red Guardian. I don't think Free-to-Play Enjoyer would do that to us. It does enter my mind, though. But these are all players that, it's a community at this point, too, more than just trying to win. Let's see, though, if Mystique will be able to win it alongside this Killmonger. I think this is a pretty big swing here with that extra card from the Asgard turned Abby. Are we able to get it done? Polymorph now hits the Iron Patriot, which it was actually always going to do. Then we've got a 5-point Sentinel to win Wakanda, but they've lost the Abby. Will they be able to overtake me in White Hot Room? More points from Ironheart, putting them up to 27 in White Hot Room. If this is a demon, this could be disastrous for me in White Hot Room. What is their final card? It's a Mad Thinker for 1 point. Holy moly. I don't know how they would have gotten a second demon out already, but I've missed things like that before where my opponent has way more demons than I think they do. So that definitely scared me a little bit, but now we have seen a decent portion of my opponent's deck. We know that Maria Hill is missing from this list, and then one other card we haven't seen. And usually these Vicky hand decks are pretty light on the tech, but I was going to say one more disconnect from Free-to-Play Enjoyer to throw in, one last chance to throw in tech. No, we've seen their whole deck list at this point. Maria Hill is the only card not currently on the screen. So now we just have to win 2 more cubes. I'm feeling pretty good about this. Thunderbolt's Tower, not a great location for me though, to be fair. We could just Scarlet Witch that immediately, but I'm going to wait. Throw down a Sentinel to start things off. Vicky hand, nice to see you. And, I mean, we're just going to hang on to this Bast until we can find some better stuff, right? I think we want to get in here early. Yeah, next turn, Sentinel plus Jeff. Killmonger plus Bast. I grabbed another copy of Vicky hand here. Ooh, Juggernaut on 5 could be good. So I think this is just always this, and then next turn it's Juggernaut plus Sentinel over in Shadowland. Final turn, hopefully Cerebro plus Mystique. I don't know. We might also be able to play Gorgon next turn. That could be a good draw. This does not work. Oh, it gives you a copy of Frigga. Right, okay. Because Frigga's still in play, and then it destroys itself. So now they can go turn 5, Vicky hand plus Frigga. Wow, that is really cool. We are going to Juggernaut them out of the vault. We are maintaining a, point trade-off here. We're almost tied going into every single turn of this game. Juggernaut, it's tricky because I kind of want to play Bast, but that's not even a great play here. So let's just go Sentinel. We could play a Sentinel into Thunderbolt's Tower with the idea being we are going to Luke Cage. Let's just go for here, though. There's a chance we lock them out of Shadowland with this Juggernaut. It is with priority. Either of these 2 locations are good for me. Either we're not giving them much room in Shadowland, or we're shrinking their cards in Thunderbolt's Tower. I want the Vicky to be here, though, so that way the low point Frigga is over here. And now I kind of just need to hit a Cerebro. They have Prio. They also don't have any tech other than generated tech. We find the Cerebro. So now I get to go Cerebro. I technically even get to move Jeff over. I don't know if that's actually useful. This is just I mean, we could maybe play this and beat a 1-cost card. I don't know if that's useful. I mean, I guess we play here to keep them honest, too. And then it's never Scarlet Witch. I think it's just Killmonger. And this is 18 points. They need to play 9 more points over here while still putting a few points here. And they've already lost the Volt. Seems right to me. I don't know if it's worth playing this Killmonger over something else, but I think it's fine. They've got another Vicky hand and then a White Queen. But that's just not going to do it, right? And then what's their final card? It's a Nico Minoru. Oh, this Frigga was generated. I missed that the Frigga was generated, but still, with 18 points from 3 Cerebro cards, we will just barely grab the win in Shadowland for an undefeated run with Cerebro 3 to now, I think, probably put me in contention to win the 3rd iteration of the Snap Wars League. I'm NoLucksGiven. That's going to be it for me today. Thank you guys very much for watching. Peace. To enter into my giveaway, there are 3 things that you need to do. The first is subscribe to this YouTube channel. The second is leave a comment on any of my videos. This season, every comment will give you an additional entry into the giveaway. Limit 1 per video, but you can comment on all of the videos that I upload throughout this season. And the third thing that you have to do is join my Discord. And the reason that I need you to do that is so that way I can contact you if you win, because YouTube comments, you don't always get the notifications for things like that. So join my Discord, leave a comment on all of my videos, and subscribe for more Sweet Marvel Snap.